Hello guys, this is Painkiller already, and I'm your host, Jordy Jordan, aka known as Wings of Redemption, for anybody else who can't put two and two together. Who else do we have with us?
I'll go next. This is Woody's Gamertag.
And this is FPS Kyle, also known as Kyle Myers.
Hi guys. Sorry. This is Brittany, or PinkRanger 206.
Alright, let's get this out the way. I want to thank everybody who contributed to make Painkiller already happen. And I also want to go ahead and give a shout out to the top two bidders. The top bidder did not want to be a part of it because he had to work on a Thursday night, but he has an open invitation to be a part of one of our shows. Excuse me. His name is Ronald Ramsey, and he won it by donating $200.
All right.
Wow, thanks, Ronald.
Wow.
And
now we've got the bandwidth we need.
And we do have the bandwidth we need. And another guy came in fighting for a long time, Michael Walbridge. I also want to thank you for support. We also have the income tax guy. These guys all donated big money. And we didn't end up using all of it, but I'll probably have a contest or buy something to have another giveaway to go along with the controller, or something like the controller giveaway I'm doing on my personal site right now. All right.
So I have a first topic.
Okay.
I was thinking, hey, you know what? This should be our first topic we cover ever, and because it's the first thing people brought up when Gentleman's Choice came online. Are we copying host migration? Kyle, go.
All right, here's the deal. I know that this is sort of a small, the Call of Duty gaming community is kind of, on YouTube, that is kind of a small, kind of closed community. There are tons of podcasts, and I wanted to make sure that this one wasn't going to be all about gaming. We're going to talk about gaming, obviously, because most of our listeners are gamers and they know us from gaming, but we're going to cover a wide spectrum of topics, and like I said, that would be like saying that one of the other podcasts was copying so-and-so or whatever. There's tons of podcasts out there, thousands.
Yeah, I had similar thoughts. So, like, Idle Thumbs is out there. That's a gaming-related podcast. Host Migration is out there. I think they stopped. Hutch tweeted, I think, that they weren't having fun and it's over now. There's Gentleman's Choice, and there's probably others that I don't know of. So are we copying? Yeah, I guess so. You know, we're not the first, but I don't think I've come up with anything original on YouTube yet. Everything I've done is a copy of somebody. You know, the idea of helping people play games better, the idea of putting videos out, commentary. This has all been done before, but it doesn't make it bad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this: the music and movie industry right now is based on copying one another. So.
Oh my God! How many remakes are we gonna see? They're making a Wolfman movie. Like, oh, I've never seen one of those before.
Oh, they've already made a Wolfman movie.
They've made hundreds of Wolf. All right.
You can't top Teen Wolf. That needs to end the genre.
Let me just say this. How many movies have you seen where the mother and daughter switch bodies?
Oh my gosh. I don't know.
Think about that.
I've seen
Go ahead, Brittany. I can keep cutting Brittany off.
I was just going to say, being like an outsider looking on the inside, I guess the idea could be that you guys are copying, but the content is all different from all three podcasts. So I think each one has their own kind of special thing to it. And I mean, because I listen to Host Migration and Gentleman's Choice, and I think they're completely different. Just the personalities and who you have like on there. So I guess you could say you're copying, but in a way, everybody kind of copies everybody in some way or another, especially on YouTube. So I don't know. That's just my 2 cents.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned movies, like, there are no original movie ideas. Like, think about that for a while and try to think of an original movie idea, and it's been done. Every story's already been told.
Yeah, you're right. Avatar, Dances with Wolves.
No, Avatar was like a copy of, like, the Smurfs and Ferngully. It was like if you guys have ever seen that old cartoon Ferngully, imagine Ferngully but with Smurfs. That's what that was.
The old cartoon Ferngully?
That's like 96.
All right, here's the
I know. I think I'm too old to watch Ferngully, and you're describing it as like, you know, Charlie Chaplin movies.
No, all right. Here's the.
My childhood was over before this old cartoon came on.
All right. Well, here's the here's the story of Fern Gully. It's about some woodland creatures who are like elves or some shit, and there's this, basically people are coming and like slashing and burning the rainforest and taking the rainforest away. And like, it's the same story. And then, even in Fern Gully, you have, one of the humans is like turned into one of the elves, and he lives with them and realizes that the elves are defenseless and the slashing and burning should stop, and on and on. It's the exact same thing. It's Fern Gully with Smurfs.
All right.
I'm going to go one better. I see it more as Dances with Wolves. This thing's got Kevin Costner all over it. Because
Dude, Dances with Wolves is one of the greatest movies of all time, by the way.
Well, Avatar is the greatest movie of all time, box office wise. but you look at it, you know, you have Kevin Costner. He gets isolated. You got the Indians, and then the cavalry troop comes in, kills the Indians, and then Kevin Costner doesn't like that, so he goes back against them and sides with the Indians and beats the Unions. Same thing happens in Avatar.
You know, you're convincing me. Hey, Dances with Wolves. So when I saw this movie for the first time, I was like a teenager, and my friend's mother was a kindergarten teacher. And I don't know if you know many kindergarten teachers, but a lot of them get sort of wrapped up in that how you talk to 5-year-olds thing and never leave it. And she's there forever. She used to pull my ears when I misbehaved. She called me her sweet dumpling. And that was just like her whole thing. Her whole like life revolved around kindergartners. And I showed her Dancing with Wolves. I was like, you gotta check out this movie. It was really good. I saw it, etc. I had no idea how nasty that movie was until I watched it with a kindergarten teacher. There were people dying. There was blood all over the place. They were having sex. Like, I was totally desensitized to it. And she was traumatized by it. And there's my Dances with Wolves story.
I hope that's not true what you said about kindergarten teachers, because my mom's a kindergarten teacher, and she calls me an asshole all the time. Poor kid.
Yeah, she called us her sweet dumplings and her pumpkin or whatever all the time. So when we got motorcycles, like me and my friends all got motorcycles in high school, and we were Blood and Dumplings. We tried to tough it up a little bit.
Nice.
That was our gang name.
Do you have a like Blood and Dumpling tattoo?
I wish. You know, that'd still be badass.
I think I understand all this niceness that you put out now.
Yeah.
Because my kindergarten teacher turned out to be an alcoholic and lost her job.
My first grade teacher was named Mrs. Looney.
Ooh.
Wow.
Not bad.
Nice.
I wonder what was going through her mind on her wedding day.
I would definitely, I'd be like, all right, we're going to do this like they do in Hollywood. I'm not going to be Mrs. Looney.
Halo Reach is coming out. What is it, early May? I have May 3rd stuck in my head. Who knows the beta release date for Halo
The beta
Reach?
comes out May 3rd.
May 3rd.
And then is it September for the full release?
Yeah, I believe so.
You guys going to switch?
I'm definitely going to be I'm going to be splitting my time between that and Black Ops. Definitely.
So Black Ops is November, though, right? So there'll be 2 months to play. Do I have my dates wrong?
Yeah, I believe you're right. That's how it happened last time with Halo 3 and Call of Duty 4. Call of Duty, I think Halo 3 came out, like you said, in like September, and then COD 4 came out in November, so I think that's the timing that happened last time. I'm really excited about that game. I saw a vid doc or something, whatever they call it today, and it was basically the developers talking about the game and interspliced with clips of multiplayer. And they've got sort of a custom class slot thing now with a perk, and your perks are things like, you know, you can have a jetpack, or you can have the ability to like basically turn into stone for a very limited amount of time and take no damage, and you can sprint now. There's like, I don't know, these weird beatdowns where you like basically jump on the guy and just beat the shit out of him, and it looks like a lot of fun. The weapons are all...
I'm psyched for it. I'm definitely going to be playing it. See, when I picked up Halo, I'll call it I don't know, 7.
You guys are using the word fun.
Like experience.
What
The word Halo, and I'm getting beat down. What's up?
Your mic just skipped out.
Poop on us.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
Alright, start over with the Halo thing.
Yeah, alright. So I started playing Halo like 6 or 7 months ago, something like that. Is the mic okay?
Yeah.
Alright. And, people were starting new accounts, so they would get matched up with noobs, and they were kicking my ass.
Yeah.
And, I started having more fun with, in ODST, like that firefight mode.
Yeah.
I was having a good time with that. And, so, I'm wondering how well I'll do in the Halo world. I know when I switched to Battlefield, I did fairly well. Now, I switched to bad weapons and stuff and work up classes, so my stats aren't all that awesome. But I walked into that game and felt like I was doing pretty well. If I wanted to do TDM, I was going to go positive in that. So I'm hoping that I can take that and carry over to Halo and not suck. We'll see. It's a competitive game.
Have you played much Halo, Brittany?
Just a little bit. I don't like it at all.
Why?
I don't find it to be any fun. So, I mean, I have ODST and I'll have the beta, so I'll probably try it, but the executions look a lot like the Gears of War or Gears 2 executions. I don't know if you guys have seen some of those, because you can actually like beat down people in their Gears, so kind of reminds me of that, but I don't know. I'm not really a big Halo fan at all.
I guess you're looking forward to Gears of War 3 more than anything. Or maybe
Actually,
not.
Not. I got completely duped into Gears 2, and when I played it, I was so let down, so I'm not going to let that happen again with Gears 3.
When I got Gears 2, so a buddy of mine from work was going through a divorce, and I had him stay at my house during his separation. So we beat Gears 2 in co-op mode. And it was, I was all excited about it. We come home, get into our pajamas, and then play Gears 2 together on my couch. And, anyway, he sucks at video games. Now, I don't claim to be some sort of, video game genius type guy, but, he still makes fun of the way I would roll my eyes and get frustrated at him. But, damn, people are dropping bombs on us, and he's running out in the open, and he doesn't seem to get cover, and he's...
This is the guy who brought the Xbox, right?
Yeah, he brought the Xbox, yeah. But, he sucks at games.
I'll tell you what, that's the most fun I've had in definitely in a co-op campaign, because there haven't been that many co-op campaigns, but man, that was fun. Just you and a buddy, playing through that campaign, and I really like the storyline in Gears 2. Now, I hate the multiplayer. I'm not a fan of the way the chainsawing and, dropping mortars on people and the grenades sticking to walls and all that good stuff. But tell you what, that campaign was great.
The campaign was good, and Horde mode I thought was really good.
Yeah, but Horde mode got a little boring after a while. But I'll tell you what, the best part of Halo 3, the best part of Gears of War, and the best part of Modern Warfare 2 was the commercials.
Yeah, I agree.
Those commercials are so good.
Yeah.
The Left 4 Dead commercials were the best, man. They laughed at me for going to the range. Who's laughing now? Lewis talking. Left 4 Dead commercials were awesome. Left 4 Dead, that was a good game.
I want to bring this up because you guys are all, getting all kidding and childish about features like beatdowns and stone skin and mess. I hear that and I think, man, that's going to fuck me up. I mean, to be honest with you, I can see myself getting mad because I watched somebody the other day put 4 bursts into a guy in his face and he still, kept kicking. And then you go give him
that's
like
just Halo.
2 or 3 seconds of invulnerability with it. I think
you're talking about $2. Was it the $2 Machinima video you're talking about?
I don't know what it was. I just randomly picked Halo because me and Kyle were talking about it the other day, and how he goes, nobody can camp on Halo. I'm like, I'm gonna prove you wrong.
Dude, you cannot camp in Halo. And all right, here's the if you're only using your weapon, yeah, it does take a long time to kill people, but the thing is that promotes people who have learned the tricks of the trade and know how to toss a grenade at somebody's feet and time it perfectly right and then one burst them in the head with a battle rifle. But I don't even think the battle rifle's in this game. It's been replaced by some weird battle rifle-esque single shot thing.
Really?
I don't know. It looked like a lot of fun to me, and I'm gonna enjoy that game. I know I will.
I'm gonna try the beta, but I'm looking at it the same way as BioShock 2 at this point. The multiplayer in BioShock 2, I weren't digging it at all. I was done in like 3 games.
Yeah, I know you were.
Oh, I remember that night.
Me, Woody, and Wings are playing BioShock 2, and we've been playing like 5 minutes, and it's like, Wings of Redemption has left your party. I'm like, where'd he go?
No, it was longer than that. Because Wings of Redemption, the thing about BioShock multiplayer is it's kind of momentum based. What happens is you die a couple times. Wings died a couple times, and then they started researching him, and now he's going into every gunfight where they've got like increased health or damage against him or something, and he was just getting rolled in that game, and it was funny. He had a bad score, but it was his first time ever.
Oh man, it's just like I had like the Tommy gun, and I hit a guy with the lightning, and I'd freeze him. I'd unload a clip. And I had to reload. He turned around and just pwned my ass because he had so much of an advantage on me.
Yeah.
And if you see 2 or more people, you're done. That's it.
So that's a characteristic I don't like in video games. Like in Modern Warfare doesn't do this. In Modern Warfare, you play that game for whatever, 15, 20 minutes. You've got the M4 opened up, and you can fight. You know, if you're doing poorly in Modern Warfare, it's probably not your it's probably not your lack of weapons. You know, some of the early weapons are as strong as you need them to be. You're good to go. In BioShock and Battlefield, I think is this way too. If you join that game and you don't have recon, you don't have, you know, the auto spotting stuff, you don't have defibrillators, you don't have the, you know, whatever an engineer uses to blow shit up. If you don't have that stuff, then you walk into that game and you can be great on the stick and you can know how to play it well, but you're at a disadvantage because your character stinks. And that's something I don't like in games.
That's what I was talking about. I think they should go away with perks altogether. No stopping power, no juggernaut, no stone skin, no jetpack. Give me a gun and a map, and that's it.
See, this is where me and Woody disagree, because this is how I look at it. If I'm going to spend 20, 40, 100 days of gameplay on a game, I want to be rewarded from that. Like, if I'm a 10th prestige level 55, and I've got, like I said, like on Call of Duty 4, I've got close to 70 days of playtime, and that's not counting private matches, which I spend a lot of time in as well. I think I should get some kind of super weapon and some nice perks so I can just destroy noobs. If somebody picks up the game, they should be like a crawl up a hill to get to the point where they can, you know, hold their own. I like it that way.
See, I think your superpower should be the tactics and knowledge you've picked up in your 70 days.
I'm agreeing here.
With who?
Knowledge is a reward. Map knowledge. You know the spawns. You know how people act. You know how people generally float on the map. That is your super weapon. I mean, you should not have, plus 30 damage on the guy just because he decided to pay $60 for the game 2 months after you did.
Yeah. I guess I can see that. But from my point of view, all I care about is killing people. And I'm going to put the time into the game anyway. Like, I mean, I've always done that. Like, I spent a lot of time on Halo 3, lots of times on, a lot of time on all the Call of Duties. I don't know. It's just nice to get rewarded for that kind of stuff. And it wouldn't have to be some super weapon. It could just be... I've always thought they should give you something for being a 10th Prestige 55.
So you get... What are the gold weapons for then on COD 4?
Yeah, there you go. That's cool. I like that.
Is that just for completing challenges, or...?
Yeah, it's 150 headshots with every gun in that class. So 150 headshots with every assault rifle, and you get a gold AK-47.
I thought that was just for like a reward for people to actually fucking boost for.
Well, I mean that's what most people did. That's what most people did.
I actually got my gold AK legit.
Yeah, I did too.
I worked my way through all those prestiges, and then once I got the weapons I liked, I opened up all the attachments and never used that junk again. I can't tell you how many frustrating games with the Scorpion I had trying to level up with that stupid thing.
Dude, the Scorpion is gangsta. That's that you put a silencer on and it's like...
I have seen XCal pwn people with the Scorpion, but in my hands it's a freaking spitball tube. It's nothing. I don't kill anyone with it.
By the time you warm up, you're reloading.
Yeah, you gotta put a sleight of hand on that thing.
It was miserable.
See, me, I always used it with the ACOG and the stopping power.
The ACOG? Oh, yeah, because the Scorpion had no recoil. It was a decent distant weapon. Yeah. Hey, so I have it. That was the Halo Reach was the last topic we brought up. Subs joining session in progress. So you guys went off on this in this quad commentary we did one time. With it was me, Wings, Kyle, and the unknown Apollo Fisher, and everyone still refers to him as that, like that other guy. But subs joining session progress. Can we capture lightning in a bottle twice here? You guys still get pissed off at that? Because I'm still not with you on it.
Actually, I fixed it.
Yeah, I just appear offline. I always appear offline now, even if I'm getting on just to watch a movie on Netflix, because they'll join my Netflix party. Hey, dude, can I watch a movie with you? I'm like, no. Like, no offense. I appreciate that you watch my videos. I love it when you comment on them and rate them and all that good stuff, but me and you are not watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer together. It's not happening.
Yeah, what's with you on Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Wow.
So
I'm looking at my screen right now. It's on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I'm on season 4, episode 20. Some good stuff.
Wow.
What can I say? I don't know what to say. I like Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Hey, this is the difference between a man. I'm watching the X-Files right now. He's watching the Vampire Slayer.
Dude, I've watched every single episode of the X-Files. I've seen them all.
There's like 9 seasons.
I watched them as they came out. I was watching in the 5th grade. I was watching the X-Files and talking to my 5th grade teacher about the X-Files when the other kids
Wings, I'm kind of siding with Kyle on this one. I'm trying to figure out who's gayer, the guy that watches David Duchovny or the guy that watches Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Forget about David Duchovny. You've
Gillian
got
Anderson.
Gillian Anderson.
I never got her. She's a little, pudgy, no?
Oh, fuck. Oh,
man.
wow.
She's like a butterface, man. I don't get it.
Butterface.
No, she's so nice, man. She is. Wow. You probably don't like Kate Winslet either.
I don't really
chick
follow
from Titanic.
celebrities.
I'm not.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not.
Wow,
not
you
deep into her.
There we go. Woody's gamer tag is a sexist. Nailed it down.
What? How did I become a sexist?
Do you want me to leave, or I don't want to go out here.
You want Brittany to leave, Woody? Is that what you're trying to accomplish here?
No. How did I become such a jerk?
Gillian Anderson. No, Gillian Anderson is like, I don't know. I would, anyway, yeah, so I've been watching.
Let's hear
the tattooed chick on, what's the show with Jamie and Adam? Mythbusters.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the redhead?
No, the one with the tattoos. She's tall and thinner than the one
the blonde.
Yeah.
See, I don't like the blonde. I like the redhead.
You're doing it wrong. Dude, there was one episode where they tried to see how many balloons could lift a child, or how many balloons it would take to lift a person. Did you see this one?
A hot air balloon?
Yeah, I did.
No, not a hot air balloon. They used 3,000 helium-filled balloons. And they finally managed to lift a person, but then when it was done, they had 3,000 balloons to pop. So all the boring people had a little razor blade and they just pop, 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 pop. And then my chick comes along. And apparently she used to work at a circus. So she fills her mouth with some sort of flammable liquid, holds a match in front, and blows fire. And she's taking out 30 balloons at a time. And it was badass.
No,
let's segue into this. Who is the hottest girl in movies? Brittany?
Oh, Brittany's gonna.
Brittany, you go first.
I think Scarlett Johansson is pretty hot, but she has a really nice rack, so I like
Well
her.
played. Well played.
I don't like her lips.
I'll let Woody go. I'm thinking.
I'm thinking too. I'm struggling here. That the Transformer chick is in my head, but she has weird thumbs, and I don't know. She's just not doing it for me.
All right. Present day. You can go back in time.
Yeah, that's what
Megan Fox?
All right,
Oh.
this
Is that who you're talking about?
Yes.
He's talking about Megan Fox.
Okay.
If you can go back in time, I'll take a early '90s Jennifer Aniston. Something about her was just.
I'm liking where Woody's heading.
No.
Yeah, so I think it's my nature to kind of pair up and bond, and when I look at a Megan Fox, I'm thinking I wouldn't marry that chick. She's just not my girl. But a Jennifer Aniston, she has this quality about her that makes you think you could get along with her if you saw her all the time.
All right, I'm kind of a nerd, so I'm going to go through mine. Let's see. I like, and this, most people aren't going to understand this because you guys are younger. All right, Kirstie Alley, back in the day on Star Trek. If you guys ever saw the Star Trek movie with Kirstie Alley, before she weighed 250 pounds, she's hot as hell.
Yeah.
Plus, she's got the Vulcan ears on, which is that bumps it up another notch. Okay. Then these are my top 3, and these are super nerdy fantasy women. Then it would go to Jerry Ryan, who played on another Star Trek. This is how big of a nerd I am. Star Trek Voyager, She was the chick that was like half machine or half Borg if you watch Star Trek, and she had that metal thing over her eyebrow, and she
Seven
wore
of Nines. Yeah.
she wore this skin tight one piece suit all the time. Awesome. and then I would go with what's her name from Lord of the Rings? What's Steven Tyler's daughter?
Really?
Liv Tyler.
Liv Tyler with the elf ears on, once again with the pointy ears. Any chicks out there with pointy ears, let me know. Liv Tyler in that movie. And that movie alone.
So how does Legolas from Lord of the Rings rank for you?
Not answering that.
See, Kyle's a nerd. I'm going to look even worse. Number
right.
1, Linda Blair.
Oh. That's interesting. Now, do you like her when she's possessed by Satan or before or after?
I liked her when she's in, like, Exorcist 2, Chill Out. She was in The Spartans. That is a sexy woman, Linda Blair. Ooh. Number 2 would be Adrienne Barbeau.
I don't know who that is.
She generally played in the John Carpenter movies, like in Escape from New York. She gets killed at the landmine at the end. She was the radio host in The Fog.
Oh, yeah. All right. Let me just say this. When I watched Escape from New York and I saw her, I actually had to, look her up on the internet because she was so hot. There's some nude photos of her if anybody wants to see them. I'm going now.
Oh, God.
And number 3 would be Meg Ryan.
Is that before her lip job? Or?
Yeah. Old school Meg Ryan is, she falls into the Jennifer Aniston category for me, like someone that you could bond with.
If you notice, all 3 of mine are real homely looking women. I mean, they're not like...
Homely?
Yeah.
Well, the Escape from New York chick's not.
Yeah, she is homely.
What's her name again?
Doesn't homely mean ugly?
No, homely does not mean ugly. It means she looks like she could be like a World War II housewife. She has the housewife kind of look. Like she's not like highfalutin.
You're right. It means characteristic of an ordinary home, unpretentious.
He looked it up. Wings wants a chick that'll go hunting with him, and she'll be handing him ammo. Okay, he doesn't want to be messing around.
Lacking in physical beauty or proportion, a homely child. I might be onto something here.
I want the girl that could take apart an M14 with the blindfold.
Isn't she like 8 years old? That girl.
Yeah, all right, let me just say this. Demi Moore is awesome.
All right, Brittany, go. I don't choose. You can choose guys or girls. Who's your celebrity cast here?
I have to have more? The guy, I can't think of his name right now, but Chris Evans. I think he's hot. He's going to be Captain America, I think, or something like that. There's some new movie coming out next year. He's going to be in some Marvel movie, I think. He was in Fantastic Four. He was the fire guy.
Yeah, I know that guy.
He's in Nanny Diaries. Yeah.
I don't know who Chris Evans is.
Good looking guy, bad hair.
What?
Is he like buzz cut in all these pictures? I'm Googling him.
Oh, he's in some new movie coming out. The Losers, I think.
You guys are talking about Captain America. You know who I'm thinking about? I'm thinking about Reb Brown. And I just, my geekometer just went through the roof.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
You don't know who Reb Brown is?
No.
Oh my God. Reb Brown is if Bruce Campbell was an action star that you expected to play like a big deal, which he never did, Reb Brown would be the guy under him. Reb Brown was the action star that was 100% an action star, but he never did anything. He was in like Thor, Hunter of the Future. He played Captain America in the Captain America movies. He played the lead of Space Mutiny, Mercenary Fighters, Commando. He was in The Howling 2, The Sword and the Sorcerer. I'm a big Reb Brown fan.
Okay, so he's a B-movie type guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a whole new topic. So who are you guys pulling for the next premier Machinima director? Brittany, go first.
What?
Who are our choices?
So,
yeah.
There's only like 2 choices.
Well, no, there's like, I know Next Gen Tactics only use me Blade, XCal, and Tabe.
And Tabe's
are
running
all
away
picks.
with it.
Yeah, I'm not predicting who's going to win. I'm predicting, not asking who you'd want to win. Different things.
I want Junkyard.
Junkyard.
Yeah.
I think Excalisaur's has this is just my honest opinion. I think Excalisaur's has if not the best, he's top 3 as far as gameplay, as skill in his gameplays. And he's definitely also top 1 or 2 or 3 in his commentary. So I can't see why anyone who knows what they're talking about and is looking for actually learning something and having a good laugh at the same time would choose Excalisaur's, I think.
Let me counterpoint this. I don't think XCal would actually use it to its full potential.
I know. Yeah, he doesn't. It doesn't seem like he uploads a ton of videos, and that's the only thing that's a drawback for him. If he uploaded half as many videos as Tabe does, but I mean, just for my money, like I'd rather watch one Excalisaur's video than 3 or 4 of just I'm not gonna whatever. I love his videos. When I see him, that's one of those that I'm like, oh, gotta see this. He's gonna run through 9 guys with one clip of the spaz. I gotta see this. He does. That guy's ridiculous.
Yeah, he's very good. Is my mic working at the moment?
Yeah, it's working.
Yeah, all right. Because yours is going in and out for me, but I think it was just my side. Anyway, XCat. When I look at the people who are up there, and I think, whose video do I really want to click on, right? If I see a guy's name pop up, it's probably XCal. But I like Only Use Me Blade a lot. I like Next Gen Tactics, but I've gotten into their like gun shop and is it Spider's Den or Spider's Web videos even more than their gameplay videos lately. I'd probably pick XCal. He's one of my favorites.
How about you, Brittany?
I'm gonna agree with what you said on XCal. I do like watching Tabe's videos just because I like listening to him. I don't necessarily watch the gameplay. I just like his commentary. But I would say I agree with everything you said about Excalibur, though. But I also like Only Use My Blade, too. He's funny to listen to. So. He's entertaining.
Yeah, Only Use Me Blade's another top pick of mine. And I like Tabe's videos. I certainly don't mean to hate on anyone, but he uses a lot of explosives. He's like a lot of the videos I see, he's got RPGs loaded, he's got noob tubes loaded, and I don't like to watch that.
Yeah. Do you know how they pick the people to vote for?
They're voting on Facebook.
Facebook app.
Well, no, I mean how they pick the people on Facebook to vote for. Like,
I'm guessing that was done internally.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's like 8 choices. I don't think there's any top contenders who, missed the playoffs.
I can think of one.
Well, I was going to ask Wings why he wasn't on there.
Let's not go into that.
Okay. I was just surprised not to see your name, that's all.
Weren't we all?
Sorry. Sorry.
Let me just say this. I was surprised as much as you were.
That's what I was about to say. None were more surprised than Wings of Redemption himself.
Wings has been known to rock the boat now and then.
Yeah, if you look at the qualifications for Premier Director, it's like how you interact with the community, how you interact with other directors, and I was like,
I'm gonna say this in my defense. I interact the most out of any commentator.
That's true, absolutely. But it doesn't say how much you interact.
Yeah. Is that the criteria they had for picking people, or?
It was one of them, wasn't it?
They had this list, and it said it was like, this is what we look for in a Machinima Premier Director, and it was like how you deal with the community, how you interact with other directors, your general gameplay. General gameplay was at the bottom of the list, by the way, I noticed. But it was like a 5 or 6 basic little bullet points of what they're looking for in a Premier Director, and whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
let's talk about you, Wings.
Oh, no.
How can you hate on subs?
Hey,
oh my god.
You're playing with fire now.
I don't know what you're...
I don't hate on my subs. I should be more specific, but I hate people that hate me. I mean, a lot of people just don't read comments, and they'll just make stupid mistakes, like say I leave the volume too loud in the video, and I have 400 to 500 comments saying, "Oh, volume's too loud," and it gets irritating to the point where I learned just to like shut the video comments off on that video because I don't want to sit there, you got 4 new comments. Click video too loud, video too loud, video too loud, video too loud. I don't care. It gets frustrating at that juncture. But like when I do like the controller giveaway, that's something I'm doing for my subscribers, and Mods Armory's helping me out. But I got 200 or 300 guys sitting there saying sausage fingers. That ticks me off.
Like, all right, let me just say it. All right, like I'm an adult. For those of you who don't know, I'll be 24 May 9th, and if anybody want to give me something for my birthday, be nice.
I turned 24 yesterday.
Happy birthday!
Yeah, but we're past that, Wings. They already missed the boat. I'm letting them know beforehand so they can.
I turned 24 13 years ago, so if anyone wants to get me something, that's fine. Go ahead.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, all right, so I'm fairly, I guess you can consider me an adult. I guess the U.S. government does, law enforcement does, I've noticed in the past, so I've got pretty thick skin. I mean, when I see someone who's obviously a 10, 12-year-old, because I can tell by their spelling and grammar, typing some mean message to me, I'm like, right. And I just kind of laugh at it. And I'll like ask them a question. I'll be like, how old are you? And they're like, 8. And I'm like, fuck off, little man. But I get messages that are like, but when you get like repeated messages like Wings does, I've always told these guys like I really don't get very much hate. I've done some questionable things on my channel before, and we won't go into that. But things that a small minority of people are like really hateful about them if you do certain things, if you ask for any assistance whatsoever. And I'll get a little bit of like hate about that, and I instantly block those people. Like I'm not going to put up with anybody who's going to go after my character or me as a person. And but for the most part, I'm kind of lenient as to what if somebody's like, oh, this video sucks, I'm like, okay, well I'll try better next time. But like I look at the comments on Wings videos, and I want to cry. I'm like, why are those people so mean to him? There are some mean comments in your video.
I've been fat most of my life, and I've gotten kind of immune to insults. But my channel will wear you down. It's like Chinese water torture. The drop of water just burrowing a hole into your skull. That's what it's like. And eventually, about every 2 weeks, I'll blow up and start cussing at them.
Yeah. I remember when I was like, I don't know, 19 or so, I used to listen to the Howard Stern show all the time.
Yes.
And I remember the people on it seemed to be genuinely bothered by callers that would call up and say Baba Booey, Fapa Fooey, or they'd say Jackie the Joke Man wasn't funny, or they'd bust on Fred, or whatever. Those are the people on the show. And I thought to myself, I would do great on this show because I don't care at all. I am so thick-skinned that they could call me up and say this stuff and it would never hurt my feelings. And then you try it. And you think you're thick-skinned, but wait until 800 people tell you suck before lunch and see if it doesn't catch your attention. You might be able to ignore 2 jackasses in high school. Try it again. Try it again with 800, who are all in sort of agreement and who are all flaming in ways that they would never do in person. And as thick-skinned as you might think you are, it gets put to the test when you put yourself out there online.
It does. I remember talking to you that day I posted that scrim against the Hollywood Angels up. That really got to you.
It did, and I'm over it now, but that morning it did. That morning it was like, this really stinks. Everybody was just piling on me. And, what it was a for you guys that don't know, it was a cap the flag game, and I had a lightweight marathon class where I was trying to run the flag. And I went real negative. It was like 8-24. But it was a competitive environment, there were no kill streaks, and I was taking a lot of risks. I was trying to run the flag. And I went negative. But then a lot of guys on YouTube don't really get that going negative as a flag runner is kind of the norm. I look at Optic Nerve. Optic Nerve tends to be the flag runner for their team. This is the Optic competitive team. And he goes negative in most of the games I see. And he also is the team MVP with all the flags he caps. And that's how you grade, a flag runner, how that's going. And I just got torn a new one. But
What about you, Brittany? Do you get a lot of like mean and nasty things on your comments, messages?
Sometimes I do, like the whole Machinima thing. I got a lot of people saying I didn't deserve it, and it's kind of funny because I never claimed to be good at all. Like, I've never said anywhere that I was ever any good, and like, people say I had to, do sexual favors for people, or and it's like...
On the internet.
On the internet.
Yeah, over the internet.
It's just like, it's funny because it's like, none of these people say any of these things to your faces, so it just cracks me up that they would say it online. But I just usually block them, and I try not to respond, but it does get to you. Like, I don't know how it couldn't sometimes. Like, I did a giveaway, and people got really mad at me because I just did a free giveaway. Like, I went out and bought stuff for my subs, and people got mad at me for it. And I'm like, I don't get it. I'm trying to do something nice for you guys when you're getting mad at me. Like, I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense to me.
So I've had two things to say to that. Like, one, I do the same thing. Like, my whole channel is devoted to helping people new at the game play better. Like, that's pretty much what the whole thing is for. And it's like, wow, how can you hate on a guy, when that's his mission? Like, it seems to me like a good thing. And the other thing I wanted to say was Jeff, who's Sasspen Jr. on YouTube. He did a giveaway, and there was some sort of problem with it, where I think he picked the guy who should have gotten second as the winner. So what he did is he was like, all right, I realize I made a mistake. So this guy's the true winner, and I'm going to give the gift to both of them because, I don't want, to mess this up. And he got hated on like crazy for that. And I'm thinking, man, he just doubled the prizes that he bought, and they're still hazing him for it. It seemed insane to me. But that's YouTube.
I got a comment because I was telling people that I was going to do another giveaway, but I'm actually going to, I have 2 controllers that I don't need. They're brand new, and I don't need them. And I said that I wasn't going to ship outside the U.S. because it's, it costs a lot, plus you have to fill out paperwork. And some guy's like, well, I'm unsubbing because you're not shipping to Canada. I'm like, are you, really? Bye.
When they say that, it's like, well, you weren't, it's like you weren't much of a subscriber anyway. Then, if all it takes for you to never want to watch any of my videos or hear my voice again is the fact that I'm not willing to take the controller that I bought with my own money and ship it to you for an extra $20 on top of that, then bye. I don't need you.
Yeah, I don't.
This is Kyle's superpower. Kyle is not bothered by his subs.
No, trust me, I've gotten mean messages before. I'm trying to think. I posted a picture. Some guy said one time, he's like, you're bad at the game, your commentary sucks, you fucking redneck. Oh, and you're probably ugly. And for some reason that bothered me. I was like, I'm not ugly. I was like, I'll post a fucking picture. I'll send you a picture. He's like, you would send me a picture, faggot. I'm like, God damn it.
He's counting my every move.
He's like a Mortal Kombat master. I can't do anything with him. That pissed me off to no end. The people that are like me, that big of a douche, we should start some kind of an alliance together and have them blocked on every single YouTube channel, because those are the people who are subscribed to all of us. They're subscribed to Hutch and Tabe and me and Jordy and Woody and Brittany. They're you look at their subscription box and it's 40 YouTubers. I want all those YouTubers together and send a mass message out. All right, his name is Jimmy174, block him. And the next day Jimmy gets online, he has no subscriptions. He's like, what the fuck?
Dude, we could totally put together an alliance like that. I wonder if that would perform if they knew that the law was out there on YouTube now. Dude, don't mess with Kyle, because, you might have something with Kyle, but you're gonna lose Wings, you're gonna lose Woody, you're gonna lose X-Kyle, you're gonna lose Pyro, you're gonna use Blade, you're gonna lose everyone you love. So think twice.
Here's the problem with that, though.
Uh-huh.
Woody, Wings is going to send us his list of people to block, and in about 2 weeks we won't have any subscribers.
I'm 7,000 deep right now.
If I blocked everybody who said a bad word about Wings, and for a while I did, I go to his channel and anybody that said shit, I'm like, all right, you blocked on my channel too. And I was blocking him, and I'm like, if I keep this up, my sub count's going to start going down.
I don't have many blocks. I probably have about 40. And I think half of those are for saying crap about Wings. And it's usually totally uncalled for. I'll do a charity drive, and they're like, this is the reason you're so much better than Wings. I'm like, what did Wings do? Leave him alone. Here's your block. Enjoy.
Everybody's so mad at Wings, and if you ask half of them why, they don't even know.
Bandwagon.
They don't even know why everyone hates this guy so much. And sometimes they'll like say something that's like completely random. They're like, he hates Hutch. I'm like, no, he doesn't. He said he did. Like, when? He didn't say he hated anybody. Like, they don't even know what the fuck they're talking about.
Agreed. One thing that's fun to do is go to their channel and look at their recent history. So I had a guy, he hated on me, I think for sucking at the game. All right. And then I check out his recent history on his own YouTube channel, and he hated on Junkyard. He told him that he breathed too much and that he needed to exercise. And then he hated on he hated on somebody else. It might have been Tabe for his accent. And I'm like, this is a hobby for this guy, just like leaving jackass comments on people's YouTube channels.
And you'll look at their comment box on their page, and like 8 people will have called him a fag that day. You're like, nobody likes you, dude.
Yeah, enjoy your block. So I like to leave the enjoy your block reply to people, just as a warning to other haters.
I do the same thing. I love that new comment thing where push your comments at the top of the page.
It'll be like 8 blocks in a row on mine sometimes.
Like a trophy. It's like Dexter takes blood slides. I take block invitations.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm like Hitler when it comes to blocking people. I rule with an iron fist. I don't mess around. If they step out of line with something, they're gone.
I had a guy. This is my most recent block before we change topics. If you guys are interested, he left on one of my videos 9 different times saying, "Hey, I make Modern Warfare 2 videos. Also, come check out my channel." 9 times he left the same comment. It's like a paragraph long. He used all the characters on one of my videos. One video, 9 times. So I was like, "All right, your spam is too much. Enjoy your block." And then he starts a new YouTube account and demands an apology from me. It was my charity video. It was that March of Dimes drive, and he's spamming that thing with self-promotion material, and he needs an apology from me. I'm too much of a softie, though. I unblocked him.
What? Wow.
Yeah, I did too. I was like, you're not going to get an apology. This is what you did wrong. But if you agree not to do it anymore, then I can unblock you. And he did. And that's how it worked out.
Does that actually work though? When like people put that on your comments, come check out my channel, because I see that a lot on everybody's.
I don't think anybody clicks that anymore.
Oh no, I do it sometimes. I'll be like, high HD video on my channel. Just be an ass.
That's kind of that'd be kind of funny. Like go on Excalibur's video, one of his videos, and be like, "Oh hey, by the way, guys, I got HD videos on my channel with commentary. Come check them out."
You know what's cool about being on YouTube and having a lot of subs? If I leave a comment on like some random video, like if I go to Brittany's page and leave a comment, it's likely to go like plus 12. And it's not like a brilliant insight or anything, but people upvote it because they've seen your videos and they like your stuff. And it makes me feel good.
All right, one last thing before we leave this though. Before I got into the YouTube community, I watched XCal and Blame Truth a lot. And I was scared to put a comment on their channel because I didn't want to be blocked.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the criteria for being blocked was. I just didn't want to lose the ability to see their videos. Why can't more people be like me?
I did the same thing. So XCal used to block people like crazy. He might still lead the league in blocks at this point. And I saw videos with him where, like, say somebody was the other team was capping a flag from him, and he'd run the other way. So, it's because he didn't want to go into a dangerous spot. And I wanted to leave a comment. I wanted to say, hey man, you should be a little less selfish in your gameplay and go protect the flags. But I never said a word because I didn't want the block. You
better hope he doesn't hear that. People send me that message sometimes. They'll be like, I would say something, but I don't want to get blocked.
My last video,
and I blocked him anyway. I was like,
I just posted a headquarters video, and I got the most headquarters captured accolade, and I still had like half a dozen people tell me I didn't play the objective. It's like, really? What do you want? Do I have to get most headquarters captured and most headquarters destroyed to play the objective in your mind?
Don't feel bad, Woody. I had a 7-man clutch on a free-for-all within a 30-second period, and I got called a camper.
That was Terminal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that one. I know people called you a camper.
I'm sorry I don't stand out in the middle of the terminal reloading my gun.
I don't know.
All right.
Hey, so Battlefield 2, Bad Company 2, I mean to say. You guys still playing it?
No.
What are you talking about, Wings? I saw you playing it today.
I did play it today. You're right. I played it for like 10 minutes. I got on Island of Innocence, and I got raped by 13 million snipers. I kindly took the disc out and put Modern Warfare 2 back in.
Huh.
Well, that's like taking a step backwards, though.
In the frustration realm, it is.
Yep.
My favorite part about Bad Company.
Your mic cut out.
Your mic cut out.
Me too. Just alert. I was standing in front of.
Your mic's cutting out.
Or I spawn on somebody.
This is kind of cool.
Or I spawn on someone, and it's like, all right, I made a bad decision. Like that's my most common death in Bad Company 2.
Uh-huh.
And it's all good. What is wrong with you?
Nothing.
But
No, I listened to every word you just said. I completely agree with you.
In Modern Warfare 2, when I die, it's like I had 8 bullets in that guy. I've gotten 6 hit markers, and then someone else kills him, and I don't even get an assist. Modern Warfare 2 is so connection dependent that, like, a lot of times when I do poorly, I feel like it's not mistakes that I've made. I'm just getting screwed. Whereas Bad Company, I rarely feel screwed. But on the other hand, it's a slow game. The maps are too big for me, and I don't know. Why did you drift away from it?
I made a video about this today where I was bitching, and I decided I'm not even going to go here. I'm just going to let it ride. But I'm going to bitch now. I played the game for 10 to 15 minutes earlier today, and here's what I seen. Because I went back on it because they said the M60's fixed. I'm like, okay, let me see this. Let me check this shit out. I get on Island of Innocence. I spawn on the offense, and I jump in a helicopter right away. And it takes them 1 minute and 30 seconds to get a teammate in there. Because the team I got put on was all in party chat, so I couldn't talk to them. And they were all doing their own thing, which was sniping on the hill. And so I get one of the blue guys to get in my helicopter, and he goes right to the bay. It's like, so my helicopter goes down, I jump on the island. Needless to say, 40 minutes goes by, we don't take any crates. I try for the crates like 6 or 7 times. I get destroyed. And all the while, my team's just sitting on the hilltop. I keep spawning on my snipers. The game is all snipers at this point. You know, it's like there about to be 12 people on each team. There's going to be 6. Half of each team is going to be sniping, easily. And then when you go to a defensive position, there ain't nothing you can do. There literally isn't.
What about you, Kyle?
I haven't played it in a while. I haven't played that or the other night I played Modern Warfare 2 with you for 2 games before I rage quitted, and is that correct grammar? Rage quit, whatever.
I think just quit, yeah.
Yeah, and I haven't played Modern Warfare 2 or Battlefield Bad Company in weeks. I play mostly now it's Call of Duty 4 and World at War. And I'm enjoying the hell out of it.
See, I was playing with Woody the other night, and I found I can't stand playing anything but Team Deathmatch Free-For-All. I hate objectives now. I don't want to go after anything. I just want to kill people.
What do you mean now?
I mean, when I started, I used to love being able to pick people off flags and shit and getting 60, 70 kills. I don't want to do none of that now. I just want to go around, get my kill streaks once, and win the game. That's all I want to do.
I like the objectives. You know, so one thing that happened to me is I went into that lobby, and it turned my KD into something that's not real. I think it's in the high 60s or something, right? It doesn't represent any kind of KD I've earned. And it's freed me up to play the game any way I want. If I go to Demolition, I will rush. I don't care about my KD. I'll stand in the hottest spots on the map all the time, and it's changed Modern Warfare for me. It's a little cooler to not care about my KD. I hope I can do it on Black Ops.
See, here's the other thing for me. I could have, 300 KDR, some glitched out number, and I would still have to do well because so many people recognize me in lobbies now. There isn't a lobby I can go into nowadays that somebody's like, "Are you Wings of Redemption?" And I'm like, "No, he has a PS3 or something like that." Because if I do bad, they're gonna be like, "I knew you were fake." It's like, I mean, Lord forbid I have a bad game.
I hear you. I don't. Yeah, I don't care, really. I'll have a bad game, I don't mind. And also, there are other times where it's like, okay, I may have a low score here, but I know I had critical kills. I know in my heart that, that bomb would have been defused if I hadn't sat on it and, done my Lord of the Rings, thou shalt not pass routine and just, killed anyone who came by. So, yeah, I didn't have an insane KD, but I was in the hot spot. I had critical kills, and I'm fine with that.
All right, let's switch it over now.
I was going to say, completely off topic, you mentioned the Lord of the Rings, thou shalt not pass, and I got to say, that's my favorite movie of all time, if you count all three. What is you guys' favorite movie? This is completely out of nowhere off topic, but I gotta know.
My favorite movie of all time. Give me a second to think. Brittany, go first.
I have two. I have Office Space and Super Troopers.
Super Troopers.
Office Space
Yeah.
is definitely a good one.
Office Space. I'm a good with Office Space. That's a cool ass movie. But Super Troopers?
Oh I love that movie.
You know what the best part of Office Space is? The slow motion when it's like, damn, it feels good to be a gangster. I mean, one that you don't really know. That part right there, that is awesome.
Office Space ruins me. Like, it takes me out of my, self-induced coma and opens my eyes to how ridiculous. My life is very much like those people in the show. And,
doing your TPS reports.
Oh, my lord. TPS reports, the cube farm. I dream of taking, a nice freaking cordless screwdriver and dropping the wall on my cube and just, just
stretch out.
I swear I'm not the employee I can be for a week after I watch that film because it just enlightens me.
See, I have a completely different take on being the employee you can be.
Oh my god.
You be the employee you can be when there's a job you can bid for, and then you go back to the bare minimum after that.
There you go.
See, you work the bare minimum, so when they need somebody to excel, that's when you step your game up. Because if you go to the top of your game right away, there's nowhere you can go to impress them.
Career advice from Wings of Redemption.
That's a great one. No, but Wings, what's your favorite movie though, Wings?
Oh, my favorite movie of all time. This is a hard question for me.
It is a hard question because now I want to say that it's The Unforgiven or maybe The Departed. I don't know.
See, mine's going to be something off the wall. I'm rolling around some topics on the top of my head, King of the Ants. That would be up there with one of my favorite movies of all time. Then I got childhood movies movies I have lots of fond memories of, like Homeward Bound: The Incredible Journey, which I probably wouldn't like now, but I remember watching it a million times when I was a kid.
Yeah, I watch it now and I'm like, that's fucking Michael J. Fox. That ain't a dog.
But I'm gonna have to go with Death Wish.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing about this is how I'll go with this because I said it's the whole. In my opinion, it's the whole trilogy. I'm going to count the whole Lord of the Rings trilogy as one. It's one story, so that's what I'm going with.
I'm going
the Death Wish thing. Death Wish is one story as well. It's the story of one of the greatest badasses of all time. God knows how many men Charlie Bronson has taken down in his day.
I mean, I love that kind of movie. Like Death Sentence was one of my favorite movies of the 2000 era. I love movies that are raw and gritty and don't have a lot of CGI. If a movie has way too much CGI, I don't even want to watch it, to be honest.
So I'm going to come at this from another direction. I'm impressed when a movie makes me feel something. If it moves my emotions, then that movie's done something for me. And it doesn't even have to be a positive thing. The movie I have in my head right now is Indecent Proposal. Did you guys see that with Demi Moore and Woody Harrelson?
Yeah,
Robert Redford?
Yeah.
So for whatever movie, not that I've had this experience, I haven't, but it struck me as tragic the way that thing unfolded. And at the end, they paint it as a happy ending where the two get back together. But it wasn't happy to me. It was your relationship, the bond that you used to have is forever tainted by this experience where she chose some other guy over you. And so I'm going to list that, even though it's hard for me to watch a film like that. It hurt my feelings. And, for that, I am impressed. It's a cool movie. And then on the opposite end of go ahead, were you going to say something?
No, go ahead and finish.
And on the opposite end of the spectrum is it Revenge of the Titans, the football movie from Disney? Return of the Titans.
Yeah.
Return of the Titans was a similar type thing. That movie, brings a tear to my eye when they win that thing, and I love victory films, man, and that was fun for me to watch. So those are two in my head right now.
I want to add another one on the table right now, The Green Mile.
Oh yeah, man, and that's another one. This kind of feeds into what I was going to bring up. You're talking about movies that touch you, and I watched Brothers the other night, and it's that movie with Jake Gyllenhaal and the kid from Spider-Man, and and what's the chick's name?
Natalie Portman.
Yeah, Natalie Portman.
I watched that the other night, and there was like 3 or 4 different points in that movie where I started crying. I'm not gonna lie, that was a fucking touching movie. That shit, like, I guess it turns out all right at the end, but like the stuff, that's a great movie.
Right. What was the last movie y'all watched to this day that made you cry?
I cry in a lot of movies. Whenever somebody wins.
The last one. Like if you cried last night, what was the last movie that got you?
Mine was Brothers, because I watched that like 2 nights ago and I cried. I'm not gonna lie.
All right. What
Brittany?
I think Marley and Me. That's like
was that the one with the dog?
Yeah. It's really sad.
Woody?
I'm struggling here to think of the last movie that made me cry. But that doesn't mean it was a long time ago. I cry fucking movies all the time.
Woody cries sometimes when he watches a Hutch video, okay? So.
Woody was in tears when Hutch was breaking up with his girlfriend.
I felt really bad. I'm not gonna lie.
He puts himself out there.
Is this mic coming out again?
And I swear, I felt... Oh, my mic is going bad?
Yeah.
Is it okay right now?
Start over with your feelings.
I'm sorry. I wish I could resolve this. But so Hutch puts himself out there on YouTube a lot and really shares things in his life that most of the other YouTube commentators don't. And I swear, I felt like I rode those highs and lows along with him. When he was having trouble with his ex-girlfriend, I really felt for him. It was sad. Those two had been together for a long time. Their bond was deep, and then it was broken, and that was rough. And then he had this career win. The move to Machinima is not just now he gets paid to do YouTube things. It's bigger than that. It's now he's working as a kind of director. Now he has a career path. Now he's learning a skill that's going to make him employable to other people. He has gone from a waiter, which is a fine, respectable job, to a professional of some sorts. And it opened a door for him that's more than just, health insurance.
That's exactly what I was going to say. What he's doing now is opening doors for him that, to entertainment, jobs. I mean, I watched, his update today with, Sark. Fucking hilarious, man. Like, he could easily be on some kind of, like, entertainment show or something like that. I don't know. It's really funny.
Yeah, he does. He was born for that job, and it prepares him for next jobs. And I felt, the same. I swear, I think I felt the roller coaster with him, where he went through this hard time, then he had this great time, and I'm really happy that it worked out for him like it has.
Yeah, Hutch, if you're out there, Woody cries when he watches your video. Let's see. The last movie I watched that made me cry was Edge of Darkness.
Edge of Darkness.
Is
that the one with
Kevin
Bacon? Oh, that one, yeah. I didn't watch that yet.
Oh man, I mean, it probably won't make a regular person cry, but it just you have so much feeling invested into his daughter's character, and just to see how he goes through it and see how he deals with it, you actually can feel like you've lost a kid in that movie. Because
Mel Gibson, despite. Like, everybody goes off because he had some, like, anti-Semitic remarks, and he called the female cop sugar tits and stuff like that. Like, what female cop doesn't have a sense of humor that when Mel Gibson is drunk and calls you sugar tits, you can't laugh it off? I mean, come on. That's funny shit. That's just it's like, oh, Mr. Gibson, you can't be calling me sugar tits. Anyway, when he plays a sad character in the movie and he does that thing where, like, he starts crying, but he tries not to cry, it looks so legit. Like in that movie Signs, where they're sitting around the table and he's made everybody the meal that they wanted because they know the aliens are coming that night, and he's eating the mashed potatoes and he starts crying. That's awesome. He's such a good actor. He's so good at like I don't know, being sad in a movie.
Yeah.
I'm looking at my Netflix history. I said I cry at movies all the time. I just couldn't think of any. Dude, here's my Netflix enemy. I cried at Public Enemies. I cried watching Ponyo, Couples Retreat. I cried at Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, Inglourious Bastards, Zombieland, The Hangover. I remember all these. District 9.
Inglourious
Cry at Zombieland.
What, did you cry when Bill Murray got shot or something? What the hell?
No, at the end when they had the victory, when they succeeded, when they knocked out all. Dude, victory
When he got
does
his
it for
Twinkie.
him. Yeah, he got his Twinkie, and they sat there and just he got reunited with the girl who was on top of that carnival ride.
That was hot, by the way.
So the Lifetime Movie Network might be a channel for you.
No,
Yeah,
I don't cry. They don't have victory, man. I'm more likely to cry when someone wins a football game in a movie than when someone, like, I don't know, finds their dad or something. It's about the win, baby.
I know, this has been spoilers. I'll tell you the part of the movie that got me on Edge of Darkness, because when you asked
No, I don't want to hear it. All right, hang on. If you're going to tell it,
I don't want to hear it.
down.
Okay, you don't want to hear it.
I don't either. Edge of Darkness, I'm putting it into Netflix.
Okay. All right, let's just go on to something else. We spent way too much on the gaming, and we're probably about an hour and a half in now. And let's talk about some of these, pop culture things here.
I've got a good one. Go ahead if you got one. I got to get to mine.
Well, this right here, this has always struck a point with me. Cops that basically entrap you on parking meters. You know, the kind of guys that walk down the street and they see you got 2 minutes left and they'll stand there.
That's not entrapment.
That is entrapment.
No,
kind of
entrapment would be, come park here. Trust me, you'll be fine.
Yeah, entrapment would be like if there was no parking meter there, it was like a free parking space, and as soon as you park, they like stuck one of those fake ones there, like in the cartoons.
No. My understanding, I might have entrapment messed up, but like a cop is not allowed to sit outside of a bar to pick drunk drivers off because it's considered entrapment.
Really? I don't think so.
They're not allowed to do it. As considered entrapment. If you got a cop sitting on the side of the road in front of a bar when it lets out, you can win that case because that's entrapment. Same thing. If there should be like a grace period, because I've never got a parking ticket here because we don't have parking meters in the South. We don't. But
we park in the front yard.
Yeah, we park on the field lines. That's what we park on. We hope the septic tank don't fuck up.
They don't even know what a septic tank is, dude.
But I was watching the Young Turks, and Chink got a $50 ticket because he was 2 minutes over. Because he was trying to get changed to get put in the parking meter, and the guy was sitting there 5 minutes before it went over. And as soon as it clicked, he started writing a ticket. That's fucked up.
Oh, that's just the cop being a dick. That's not.
Yeah. I would argue that the cop was a little tight there, but it's not entrapment and it's not illegal. And they can also sit outside of bars too. Like that's legal too.
How would that be legal?
That's what
How
he
would
said.
it be illegal? Like, a bar is a public place. They can sit outside there and look for you. Just in the same way that they might go to certain areries where people are known to speed.
It's like, one of you stand in front of the bar, and everybody walks out as drunk. Public drunk, public drunk, public drunk, public drunk.
Here's the way I look at...
bring the paddy wagon over.
Here's the way I look at cops in general, and this is how I feel about most law enforcement. I feel that most law enforcement is completely unneeded, and their budgets are like completely overblown because they've got these quotas they've got to meet, and they're going to meet them one way or another to justify another cop car, hiring 3 more cops, and it's bullshit. I live in a very, very small town. We have like 8 or 9 cop cars. There's a cop on a bicycle. There's a fucking cop on a golf cart. I shit you not. How would you feel if you got pulled over by a cop on a fucking golf cart? I'm not even stopping. Anyway, we have no crime in my town. There's one area in town where how do I phrase this? It's where the bad people live who sell drugs. If you want drugs, that's where you go. And I'm not talking about like black tar heroin. I mean, if you want some weed, that's where you would go. But these guys don't go down there. No. They're stopping people in this little stretch of road where the speed limit is like 25 miles an hour where it should not be. It's like an open stretch of road. They'll fucking stop and give like grandma and grandpa a $120 ticket to pay for their budget. It's fucking bullshit. I mean, they want to go after the easy, like, suburban targets, and they have no interest in going after, like, some kind of a person who is literally a criminal. That's what they do for the living.
Don't fuck around and have an out-of-state tag on your car.
It's ridiculous.
I got one up on your car. We have 3 cops in my town. 3. I know them all by name.
Oh, gosh.
And the saying around here is, call the cops if you want. It takes them 2.5 hours to get anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, if you got a public violence charge in this town, you might as well not even call the cops. You better get yourself a gun.
Yeah.
You know what we have that's frustrating are the cameras on the traffic lights, and they shorten the yellow to burn you on it. You think you're gonna make it, and you don't because it has a short yellow.
Yeah. You want to hear a funny story about those cameras? When I lived in Atlanta, I sold cars, and at car dealerships, you've got those, like, temporary tags that, like, basically, you buy a car and there's, like, a tag that says Team Ford at North Point, and then they stick this little holographic sticker on there so the cops know it's legit. Well, if you're selling cars, you have an unlimited supply of those. So I bought a new car. I didn't buy a tag for 6 months. I kept those things on, and I made a point to run through the damn, toll booths, to run through the red lights. I'm like, let them take my picture. I'm like flipping them off every time I go through it. I was like the toll booth bandit. Every day I drove through it twice. That was awesome.
When I was a teenager, I used to run the toll all the time. I bet I ran, I'm not going to exaggerate, probably 350 or 400 tolls in 2 years. When I lived in New Jersey, I used to just split through those things like I was supposed to.
Yeah, in Atlanta, they've got that, like, free pass thing. It's basically like, you put the electronic thing in you pay like $50 and it gives you this electronic thing, and you drive through it unlimited, and that's the lane you go through, you just speed right on through that lane, flip the bird to the camera. Like, what are you gonna do?
Aren't they better at, like, sending tickets and stuff? They take a picture of your license plate?
Yeah, but that's what I was saying. I've got the temporary tag on the car.
That.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wouldn't work for no person.
We don't have none of this shit in our town. But this makes me think of that one story about the guy who shot the toll booth repairman in the face while he ran through the toll booth camera. And I'm like, give that guy a job. Don't send him to death row. You're going 60 miles an hour. You hang out a window with a handgun and shoot a guy in a van. You got talent.
Dude, that's hard. I used to hang out the passenger side of my truck and shoot mailboxes with a shotgun. It's hard.
He did it with a pistol. He got a headshot. He blew his head off. Going 60 miles an hour while driving. He's shot through the edge of the window.
They need to make him a cop. He could stop all those high-speed chases in L.A.
I mean...
Brittany, are you a gun person? Do you have guns?
I don't have guns, but my uncle is actually a police officer, so... Yeah. I guess, I agree and I disagree to an extent. I've been around enough of them to kind of know a little bit, but, I don't mind guns. Like, I've shot them before and stuff, and they're pretty fun, but, I don't know, I guess I can see both sides of why people like them and why people don't, but I don't mind them at all.
Yeah, I remember I saw a really, really cool statistic one time. It was this thing, basically what it said was, in 24 out of the 50 states, you can walk into a store, buy a handgun and a holster and strap it on, then walk down the street without any licensing whatsoever. And then it says, this may sound crazy until you realize that 80% of the murders are committed in the other 26 states. If everybody's walking around with a pistol on their side, you're not nearly as likely to knock over the 7-Eleven.
Yeah, that McDonald's ain't gonna get robbed when Grandma's got her 44 Magnum.
Oh, Grandma's got like a 32 or something.
Yeah,
Grandma,
so
you don't know my
I'm in
grandma.
North Carolina. I went on an off-roading trip with like 8 friends, and I have a gun in the truck, and I was surprised 100% of us were armed. Like, there's more people here with guns than you might guess, and it's all secret. It's all like on the down low. People don't advertise that they're carrying, and but people do.
I'm gonna go one step above that. They should let us do open carry because the fact is, the person that's open carrying is usually not the bad guy.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I told them when they arrested me. I was like,
what? Wait a minute. Did I miss a part of the story?
Oh, yeah, I guess you did. All right, here we go. All right, so I got my carry permit when I was 21, and went ahead and strapped my 9mm on. Went to Walmart. My cousin and I both were carrying. Had them strapped on our sides, and we're playing Guitar Hero back in the electronics section. Now, given it was 1 a.m, but I mean, what are you gonna do? We're in Georgia. It's 1 a.m. Let's go play some Guitar Hero at Walmart. Anyway, apparently my cousin had slept with the manager's wife at some point. That's a whole other story, but the manager doesn't like us. So he calls the cops, and we're walking away from the electronics section, and I glance behind me, and there's 3 cops. And I'm like, this would be a good chance for me to show them my license. I hope they ask about the guns. And this cop goes, whoa,
so
whoa,
let me interrupt.
whoa.
Are you open or concealed carrying at this point?
Open. It's strapped on my hip like I'm Wyatt Earp.
Okay.
This guy goes, whoa. What you boys doing with them guns strapped on? And I'm like, I wanted to say the same thing you're doing with a gun strapped on, but it didn't seem like a good idea this time. So I was like, we've got permits. We're just playing some Guitar Hero. And at this point, they've kind of surrounded us, and they've already taken Scott's gun away from him and handcuffed him. And I'm like, whoa. What you handcuffing Scott for? So I'm like, so the cop reaches, takes my gun out of my holster, and he looks at it, he's like, he's got 1 in the chamber, and they all look at each other and nod like it's a bad thing. I want to be like, don't you have 1 in the chamber? Like,
yeah, right.
So if I have to cycle a fucking round. I'm like, so I pull my license out of my wallet, and I'm like reading on the back of the license. It literally has word for word, copied right out of the Georgia law book. It's basically kind of like the Second Amendment almost. It's like, this right will not be infringed. The hand of God came down and wrote it, and it's like so obvious. It says that you can't take the gun to a public gathering. Now, who here thinks Walmart is a fucking public gathering? No. Walmart is a store. Retail, it is a privately owned store, and you can walk in Georgia and in and about half the states. It's about 24, I think. You can strap on a gun if you have a proper licensing. In some states, you don't even need any licensing, and you can walk into a bank, a Walmart, a liquor store, anywhere like that with the gun strapped on. The exception to the rule is bars that get, or I should say, businesses that get more than a certain percentage of their toll from alcohol sales. Which basically, you can go to an Applebee's, which is a bar and grill, but you can't go to a bar. Parades, political events, for obvious reasons.
Things where you buy tickets.
Football games, yeah, that sort of thing. And this dumb fucking cop is he arrests us. It's 4 a.m. till we get out, and we're sitting there, and this guy was a cocksucker. This guy was the biggest jerk. We're in there getting fingerprinted and having our pictures taken, and the cop in there is a nice guy. And this douche cop keeps sticking his head in the room. He's like, these boys ain't giving you no trouble, are they? And he looks at us like we're fucking hardened criminals. He's like, no, these guys aren't gonna give us any trouble. He comes back later. He's like, won't you boys know you ain't getting your guns back? And I'm like, fuck, that's a $600 pistol. And he comes back later. He's like, won't you boys know you won't be getting them licenses back neither. I'm like, God damn, this guy's a cop. Anyway, we get done with that part of the thing. And we're sitting in the lobby out there. They decided not to put us in the lockup because my uncle was coming to bail us out. And you can see on this screen what's going on in the back room. And there's 6 black guys back there, and they're not in cells. They're in a community area, and they're having a fucking ball back there. They got their shoes taken off, beating the shit out of walls, throwing furniture around. And I'm like, is that where you were going to put us if my uncle wasn't coming? He's like, yep. I'm like, God damn, I'm glad Dwight's on the way. You have to give me my gun back if I'm going in there.
Did you ever get your gun back?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I get to the judge, and the judge is just as much a clueless dumbass as the cops were. I didn't get a lawyer because I didn't think I needed one because it was such an obvious mistake on their part. I had to basically open the law book up that he had and read the fucking law to the judge and make him say it out loud, make him read it out loud for the recorder before he would let us go. Because he was just going to read it silently and then say that we were still guilty. I was like, no, read it out loud so that it's on the record. And once he read it out loud, we got out of it. And I'm not going to lie, I had a fucking panic attack when he started talking about giving us a year in jail and a $25,000 fine. I was like, I basically passed out. I turned white.
Why didn't you conceal carry?
I didn't see any point.
Do you now?
I don't carry it at all now. Keep it in the truck.
Yeah,
Scott does. Scott sticks it in his belt buckle. He just like sticks it in the front of his pants.
My concealed carry license seems to be a lot different than yours, Kyle. Like, mine basically gives the make, model, the caliber, and the serial number of my carry gun, which is my 1911. I have my right thumbprint signature on it, and it has like a on the front of it has like my picture, my birth, and all this other mess. And it has a place. It has the Conway Police Department's number on it in case my card ever gets lost or stolen.
Yeah.
That is a lot different than North Carolina.
Yeah, mine just has my information. There's no picture. There's a thumbprint, and it's laminated. And I can carry any gun. I mean, here's the way the law is written. I can literally take my AR-15, strap it on my back, hold an MP5 in my hand, put on army fatigues with face paint, and walk into Walmart, and that's perfectly legal.
Wait, MP5 is full auto, isn't it?
Doesn't matter. I've got the licensing.
Oh, do you have a full auto license?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
See, in South Carolina, it's a lot different. See, we could conceal carry. We can't open carry unless it's our own property or a private residence. Like if I go into a gun store and they know me by name, I can open carry there. But if I go to Walmart, I can't open carry in Walmart. But I can conceal carry in Walmart because they don't have like the conceal carry no signs on the front of the door. Generally, places like that will have like no guns allowed, round posted big old square box on the front of the door.
Yeah.
And we're allowed to have them loaded in the chamber. We can have them in the truck at all times, loaded with the chamber. Whatever you want to do. That's just a South Carolina law. I guess it changes state to state.
Mine doesn't work in South Carolina. Go ahead, Brittany. I'm sorry.
Do you guys all live in the South?
I'm in Georgia, Wings is South Carolina, and Woody's North Carolina. So we got our little corner of the eastern seaboard taken up.
Okay. That's going to say it's a lot different up here. You don't really find people carrying guns up here.
So where are you? What state are you in?
Seattle, Washington.
At baseball games when they do the national anthem, do they not play it on a banjo?
No.
Because that's how it is here.
Really?
No. Please rise.
So
national anthem.
I live in North Carolina, but I grew up in Jersey, so I've seen both. Jersey's a state where you can't. You have to be somebody special to get a license to carry there.
Oh.
Officer of the court or law enforcement.
All you need $80 in 8 hours.
If you can
$50
prove
and
that
half
you're
an hour.
being chased, like if you're a good scenario would be like a woman who's broken up and her husband's stalking her or something like that, then you can
Your mic fucked up.
sometimes get a kid.
I bet you Woody's mic's fucking up. It's going to be the biggest laughs of the podcast.
yeah. All right, I want to. Woody, are you there? Is your mic working now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good deal. All right, I wanted to get this out there. All right, this is a story. This happened in Philadelphia. These two guys were hanging out at the Phillies game. 21-year-old Matthew Clemens is the guy's name, and apparently him and his buddy were basically spitting and cursing at people at the Phillies game. They were drunk as shit, obviously, and they're just like spitting on random people and cursing at them. So in the row in front of them, there is a cop and his 11-year-old daughter, and the cop apparently got a hold of the security or whatever, and they're like, these guys are being douches, they're spitting on people. So the security takes one of the guys away and escorts him out of the building. In response, 21-year-old Matthew Clemens projectile vomits on the cop and his 11-year-old daughter on purpose. Captain Michael said, quote, "It was the most vile, disgusting thing I've ever seen in my entire life."
Based off the picture that accompanied this article, I think Captain Michael's represented on his ass too.
Did he get hurt? Is the vomit guy like broken nosed or something?
His eye looks like Rocky Balboa got a hold of him.
I saw one story where this woman was being raped, and two guys like saw the thing in progress, so they pulled him off of her, and then they detained him until the police were able to show up. And then you saw a picture, and oh my god, he had two black eyes, a broken nose, a cut on his forehead. They detained the crap out of him. while the police were coming. It was inspiring to see.
Yeah, a similar story is I remember one time, this was like not too long after 9/11, and most people probably won't remember this little story because it kind of got swept under the rug, and God knows what happened to this guy. This guy stood up in the middle of a flight, and it was an Arabic guy, and he tried to open the door. He tried to open the door mid-flight and depressurize the cabin. And this wasn't just a crazy, this was someone who was like trying to take the plane down. And that's what it said in the article. It was like, Mohammed Jafar IV of Saudi Arabia was detained by passengers. They detained the shit out of this guy. They were like getting some revenge for 9/11. They beat the fuck out of this dude. I'm telling you, he looked just like Rocky Balboa after Rocky IV. They messed him up. It was good shit. I was like, man, I wish I was on that plane.
Y'all talk about detaining and all. This makes me go back to the guns thing, because it's another gun law in South Carolina. Like, if somebody robs your house and you don't shoot him, but you detain him, like with the pistol, like say you come up, you pull the gun, he's got a knife or something, you're not allowed to do that.
Yeah, you got to shoot him in self-defense. That's the legal thing.
If you don't shoot the guy, you go to jail.
So get this. North Carolina is kind of funny in this way. If the guy's in your house, then it has to be a self-defense situation. Like, if he's in your house stealing your toaster and headed toward the door, or even not headed toward the door, just headed toward the living room, that's not a cause for shooting the guy. However, if he's in the process of entering your house, like let's say he's pounding on the door or breaking a window, open fire. You're good to go.
So
yep.
His presence in your house isn't a threatening manner, and you don't feel you can't fear for your life, but him wanting to come in is.
Exactly.
Here's how I've always looked at this, and what I'm about to say may be played in court one day by the prosecution. If I catch him in the house and he's like stealing a toaster, that's one thing. But if I catch him in the house and he's like trying to murder me, like he's got a knife in his hand or something like that, I'm killing him. All right, even if he dropped the knife and he was like, "Please don't kill me," I'm killing him, and then I'm gonna put the knife back in his hand, and then I'm gonna call the cops.
I was the same way. I'll shoot his ass first and make up stories for the cops later.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what? If I'm the only witness, I'm telling the story. So you, my friend, are going down. I've got 12 rounds in here, and I'm going to use them all.
12 rounds? What's that, a 40?
It's a 9mm with an extended mag.
My 9 has 17. It's not extended.
What the fuck? Not on a Ruger.
My 9 has 17, too.
Beretta. Yeah, well, that's a Beretta, right?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. I've always wanted a Beretta. Oh well, I might even hold him at gunpoint till I can go get a bigger gun. You know what I mean? Be like, point the pistol at him. Be like,
recliner. You sit in a bad recliner. Don't sit in my nice white leather one.
Be like, sit down. Like, dude, don't call the cops. Oh, I'm not. Let me go.
Let me open the safe over here.
Gun vault.
I'm trying to get you some money.
I'm taking you out with style, buddy.
I've always wanted to see what a 3.5-inch slug would do to a man. What do you say? Nothing.
You know what? I figured if I kill you with this pistol, they're going to need it for evidence. I'm going to get one I don't like so much. Hang on.
Yeah, right. This Mosin Nagant didn't cost anything. You're going down.
See, what's fucked up is I couldn't stab him with the bayonet attachment on the Mosin Nagant.
I've got a bayonet on my SKS. I've always wanted to stab somebody.
I want to see if the shape of the bayonet actually causes the body not to suck onto it, because the Russian bayonet is designed with like triangles. That way, so when you stab the person, the heat of his body will actually seal to the blade, and it was harder to pull out. So they have triangles so air can get up into the wound, and so it's easier to pull out. Yeah,
my SKS bayonet has that little groove down the center of the barrel, and that's what that's for. Not the barrel, the blade, the bayonet itself. It's got like a groove cut down the side of the blade, and I would assume that's what it's for. But I'm thinking you do it like I heard this Medal of Honor winner talk about like jumping into a foxhole full of the Japanese in World War II, and he said he bayoneted the first guy and then shot him as he was pulling the bayonet out, and then like went down the line through the trench, killed him. He killed like 18 guys. It was some incredible story.
Now, see, if I was in that situation, I would be scared to bayonet the first person. Scared I couldn't get it out. I'd be worried about that.
18's nothing. My kill streak's like twice that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but what's your RL kill streak?
Yeah, exactly. What's your real kill death ratio, my friend?
It's infinite. I think I'm, oh, not kills. I have 0.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is there something we need to know about you, Woody?
Can't think of anything I've killed that's good. I mostly shoot paper.
I killed a cat when I was like 5.
Oh, we don't need to know that.
I killed about half a dozen deer, more pigs than I can count.
Dude, I killed 35 deer one season one time.
My big thing is pigs, so we got a lot of wild pigs around here.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll stop in the middle of the road if I see one like walk down the road at night, and I'm getting him.
So if you're a game warden in South Carolina,
sure. I literally don't kill anything. Like
have you ever taken
even
on
bugs in the
pig?
house and stuff? I set them free.
Oh no, they die.
We're starting to learn more and more about Woody. He cries at the drop of a hat, and he spares insects. I'm pretty sure Brittany is more manlier than Woody.
Now, Brittany,
I have a gold medal in MMA fighting.
Hey, oh damn. Let's talk about the MMA fighting.
Yeah, so I did that for a few years until I tore my ACL. I did
Really?
Muay Thai and I did Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Yeah, the gold medal was from this Bud World Cup thing, and I beat a Navy SEAL on my way to the top.
All right, so maybe Brittany's not manlier than Woody.
Yeah, there's part of the gun thing. Like, so in terms of like where I ranked in my gym, I think I was kind of in the middle. Like the instructor would just beat me up like I was a girl, but the other people in the class, I kind of fit in. And it was neat to see who's tough and who's not. Like the Army guys, you think a Marine is going to be a tough guy, but they're just regular people. Oftentimes they had better wind because they were in good shape, but there's more to fighting than just that. And Marines are just regular people. Cops are nothing. Prison wardens are nothing. Or prison guards, nothing. The fighters were the toughest guys, the guys who had been experienced in the craft.
Yeah, it's not everybody that gets punched in the head on a daily basis.
No,
yeah, like Kyle, I'll ask you, lifetime, how much fighting experience have you been to, like in minutes?
Half hour.
Half an hour, and I think that's a lot.
Yeah,
probably
right?
like total in-fight experience,
So I was at like 12 hours a week, and so like people would say, "Oh, I'm tough," or "Don't mess with me, I get really mad." And it's like, get really mad? Like that's like telling me you're good at the guitar because you really like dancing. Or, like I don't care how into it you get. There's a skill involved here. If you take a guy who can't play the piano, it doesn't matter how enthusiastically he tries. He can't play until he learns, until he practices that craft. And it's part of what opened me to the gun thing. Like I had this sort of certain feeling, like it I don't know, it's freeing. If some guy butts in front of me in the line at the movies, that shit is not happening. You're just like, I'm a little more comfortable with saying, "Hey man, maybe you didn't see me, but the back is over there." And it kind of, like, when I realized that everybody was armed, it was like, wow, it doesn't matter how tough you are when the other guy has a knife. Like I did this exercise once where because you do a lot of fighting and you think that you've got something going on, and then I did this exercise where one guy had a black magic marker and I had a white T-shirt.
You can do it with a 5-year-old.
It's like, go try and beat that guy up, and I assure you, it doesn't matter how badass you think you are, you're gonna have a black stripe on that T-shirt. He's gonna get a cut off on you.
Well, see, you just need to watch more Buffy the Vampire Slayer, because I see her take swords and shit away from people all the time.
Yeah, and then they yell cut.
Yeah, Buffy would kick my ass.
I've seen the exercise too. Like it's part of like the Wing Chun training, and his mic's messing up again. But you can you can have a 5-year-old hold a magic marker against like a Chuck Norris. He will still have like a black line across his shirt.
Oh, fuck that! That little 5-year-old's getting drop kicked. I'm coming at him like a fucking Power Ranger or something.
But see, that black line signifies a lot. It's like your body starts going into shock when you get a cut like that.
Oh yeah.
You start bleeding out. You start getting weaker.
Not necessarily. I mean, it depends on the cut, right? I mean, I've had stitches lots of times in my life, and I don't blast out every time it happens.
I don't know. A lot of people react to that sort of thing differently. A lot of people, if you see you see a pretty deep gash in your wrist or something, like on the back of your arm or something, that's it. They'll freak out. They go into cold sweat. They turn pale. They get shaky. They're done.
It's not the same every time, too. So I had my nose broken 4 times. And one of those times, it took me completely out of the fight. I was here's the whole story. I'll tell it. I had a tumor in my left arm. So it was benign or whatever, but it was in the nerve. So this left arm is paralyzed right after surgery. And I had surgery about 3 days before, and it's in a sling, and I can't move my fingers or anything. My friends come over to cheer me up, and we're headed to the boardwalk in Ocean City, New Jersey. On the way there, we see about 4 or 5 drunk kids, and one of my jackass friends calls him a drunk, which was true, but not wise to say. We get about 100 feet later, and they tell us to turn around. Well, I'm like the slow one, lagging along at the back of the group. And when we turn around, there I am on the front lines. And I'm telling my friends, like, look, guys, we can't get into a fight. I can't help you. I've got one arm paralyzed in a sling, and it's my first day home from the hospital. And they're like, whatever, we're just going to talk. Trust me, nothing's going to happen. Well, my loudmouth friend and some guy on the other side go back and forth for a little bit, and the guy throws the first punch at my friend, and he splits his lip open. So he essentially has 3 lips now, his bottom one and then 2 top lips split all the way up to his nose. And I reach across my body with my right arm to sort of hold him back, and hoping that the thing doesn't escalate, that it's a one punch and then the whole thing ends. And while I'm holding my friend back, another guy hits me in the nose, and he breaks it in 2 places. Now, of the 4 times I've had my nose broken, on this one, I was done for. I was hardly paying attention to the whole fight anymore. One friend was on the ground getting kicked by a few guys. I'm just watching massive amounts of blood pour out of my face. And, you don't know how you're going to react, but sometimes you get popped like that, and you're done fighting. It's just through. And that's what happened to me that time.
And this is also why it drove me to guns. I have no stamina. I'm not in good shape. And I have no fighting prowess whatsoever. But guess what? I can kill you at 700 yards with a snipe rifle, a snipe rifle. I'm a pretty good shot on the move with a handgun. You could be fucking Chuck Norris, and if I have the gun, I feel confident.
It's like that scene from Indiana Jones when he squares off with that huge guy with the sword, and the guy starts swinging around doing that crazy stuff, and he just pulls the gun out and shoots him and walks away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't think kids get that nowadays. It's like all this fighting prowess you claim, especially on the internet. Especially my haters. Like, I'll beat your fat ass up and shit like that. I'm like, no, you won't. I'm not gonna have that.
Like you're under the misconception that there's gonna be some kind of hand-to-hand engagement.
Yeah.
That is not happening.
I'll shoot your ass when you ride up on the huffy, bitch.
Oh. What about you, Brittany? You're named after one of the Power Rangers. Do you have any super fighting abilities?
No. I think the only actual fist fight I ever got into was with my brother, and we actually threw punches at each other, and that was it.
So how old were you, and what were the ages?
Probably 10 or 11, something like that. He's a year younger than me, so, we were, young. I don't even know what we were fighting about, but he, said something really rude to me, and then we just, started throwing punches at each other.
I got a question for you, Brittany.
Uh-huh.
Why do girls always go for the slap in the hair pool?
I don't know, because we, hit each other, close fist hit each other, and I think if I were to ever get into a fight, I wouldn't slap somebody.
I asked my sister that before.
I would hit him, close fist hit him.
Not me, I'm a hair puller.
My sister's significantly younger than me, and when she goes to fight somebody, she likes to get in fights, and she always goes all the way up above her head with the fist, and there's an axe handle smash. I'm like, you're taking all your leverage away when you do that? It's like, why do you do that?
I've seen some girls fight on YouTube before, and I know I've seen UFC fights with chicks, and those chicks would just beat the hell out of me. But I've seen some fights on YouTube, girls in the after high school and stuff, and I've seen some awful beatdowns on there. Some of those chicks don't mess around.
Oh, you're talking about one where they grab them by the hair and just start throwing their head in the wall?
Yeah, stuff like that. Afterwards, one chick is beaten and bloody, and the other one's just dancing and stuff. I always loved the post-fight celebrations.
Early when I first started training, I got beat by a girl, Tara La Rosa. She was the best on the planet, actually. I didn't realize it at the time, but she won Abu Dhabi's, if you guys are Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu people out there. And I rolled with her. She's from Jersey. Anyway, good stuff.
I gotta say, I've got no losses to a female under my belt right now.
I think Tara might take you. I
don't think so. See, I'd run her over in the truck.
Yeah, in all my fights with girls, I think I'm 5-0. I think now. So, so I'm undefeated.
I
it was funny.
Fight, so I know I can't fight. So I'll find some way to get around the fight, or I'll just cheat.
I was stronger than her, like a good bit stronger than her, but she kept catching me in the transitions, you know? She'd like roll me on the side, and in my head, like as you transition from one spot to the other, that was kind of like you land and see where you are and react, but not her. She saw it coming and lay on a choke or something.
What were the rules? Like, was there no way you could just like grab her?
I was grabbing her. It didn't work.
Wait. I'm no like fighting expert, but it would just seem that like, and I'm thinking like an average girl, like 130 pounds. I weigh almost 200 pounds. Like, I think I could just like tackle her and like,
yeah, I won the takedown. I won the takedown, and then I was in her guard, so that's pretty much the missionary position. And when you're in somebody's guard, you can't really do much. They control your hips, and there's not much striking or whatever. And I wasn't pounding.
You know, that sounds like a lot of fun. Being in somebody's guard.
Yeah.
Like,
well, right. You know,
I gotta ask this question. Like, there's rules in like the MMA. Like, you couldn't like tackle or just elbow her right in the chin on your way down and mess like that. You can't like throw elbows and knees and mess.
No, elbows are good. You can't throw. Let's see. You can't kick when they're down in the UFC. You can't kick them in the head, actually, when they're on their knees or on their back or whatever. And you can't eye gouge.
No, that's the worst part. Like, come on, a little eye gouging never hurt anybody.
And you can't headbutt. But
why can't you headbutt?
You know, in the early UFC, you could headbutt. And
what's the difference? You're going to hit him in the head with your fist.
Dude, you trust me. I would much rather get punched by a fist than I ever would getting headbutted. Somebody's fucking forehead is like.
There's a lot of mass behind a headbutt.
Oh, it's not the mass. It's hard as a rock.
I don't know what the theory is behind it, but my guess is it's an evolution from boxing, where you can't headbutt there, and they want you to hit with the gloves. And when
there he goes.
Woody, we got to work on your mic.
And I'm guessing.
This is awesome.
I wish I knew what to do, you know? I've talked in this thing forever. Is it still going on?
You're good to go.
It goes for like 30 seconds, and it's like, today.
I'm sorry. I feel terrible. I use this thing all the time. I don't know what the issue is. But I'm guessing it's an evolution.
We should wrap this up soon, though, because we're about 2 hours into it now.
Yeah, all right. Way too long. I'm thinking it came from boxing rules. There's the short version.
I would.
All right.
I'd much rather get punched than ever headbutted. A headbutt will knock you. A headbutt would knock your head. It'll fuck you up. It'll split your forehead open yourself. It'll split your nose in half.
Like an axe, son. All right, let's talk about this last topic before we get going. Nicolas Cage is broke. Your thoughts?
All right, I just want to know where the money went. I know with Mike Tyson, and I want to know the motivation behind it. Mike Tyson spent all his money because the neighborhood he was from, the mindset that he had, he was never going to live to see the next year. So he's like, I might as well spend it while I'm alive, right? And he spent, Mike Tyson went through like almost $1 billion over his time. The guy was getting paid millions and millions for every fight, endorsements, all that shit. But Nicolas Cage has no fucking excuse. He's just a weirdo, apparently. Like, I don't know what he spent his money on, but I noticed that he has already bought and paid for his tomb, which is in, where is it that, New Orleans. In New Orleans, and it's this massive pyramid, okay? It's a pyramid like, I don't know, it's huge. It's like 15 feet tall. And, I remember somebody saying that like, if he kept it up, then, he was gonna have to, him and his family were gonna have to move in there a little sooner than they planned.
Oh my god.
Cause he's lost all his houses. He's lost like 2 or 3 houses.
Yeah, but he's got 13 of them, so he's still good.
Like, where does that
I'm just
go?
reading up on it. It looks like his money manager, he's suing him. He's blaming him. He says that the guy's never been sued before, so he had no reason to think he was crooked, but that he charged him millions in fees for managing it. Did you guys see that too?
Yeah, I was looking it up as well, and that's what it seems to be, is his money manager.
Yeah, but
All right, but I can understand, like, if you're like, I don't know, some small-time guy who's got like 10 million, and obviously 10 million is an incredibly enormous amount of money, with 10 million in the bank, but this is Nicolas Cage. This is a guy who, you know, if you just asked somebody who didn't know about what we're talking about right now, they'd be like, yeah, he's worth $50 million easily. Because, I mean, this guy's been a successful movie star for the last 25 years. I just don't get how that much money can get gone, and you cannot have, like, the money invested in real estate and things that is actually paid for. Like, why is he making payments on a house anyway?
Here's my question. Why is this a story? I mean, all you got to do is sell like 12 of your houses and you're back in the business, or just star in one movie. All you got to do is downgrade your life a little bit. You're not going to be eating dog food.
Yeah, I guess. I heard Charles Barkley got in some trouble like that not too long ago. But I'm thinking, like, he's going to be in 2 movies this year. There's this Season of the Witch movie, and there's this Sorcerer's Apprentice movie.
He probably got $9 million for both of them.
I mean, it's got to be getting. I don't know how much in debt he is, like how far behind he is, but if it's more than $10 or $15 million, that's mostly his fault. I don't think you can blame it all on a crooked money manager, because like at some point you got to take responsibility and be like, and check your banking account.
It also goes along the lines of Michael Jackson. If you die and you owe $400 million, I feel you did something right. I mean,
I'm reading this stuff. This guy spent money like crazy. He has $33 million in houses. He has multiple Rolls Royces, and he leases his Rolls Royces. I won't lease a Honda Civic. What's with this jackass leasing Rolls Royces?
Yeah, it's actually a good move on the Honda Civic this year.
I don't know. It's rare that leasing is a good move.
I leased an Acura TL one time and came out of pocket $7,000 for 3 years.
Oh man, I don't know why y'all lease.
I don't lease.
All right. Here's the thing behind a lease. If you are the kind of guy who buys a new car, and I know Woody's not. You've told me that you hang on to a car for a long period of time. But if you're the kind of guy who every 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years is gonna buy a new car anyway, then what's the point of buying a car? Buying a car? Because what you're going to end up with is at the point when you're ready to buy a new car, you're either going to have negative equity and you haven't paid the car off yet, or the car is just not worth very much. So the lease allows you to, you're constantly making payments, which you were going to do anyway, since you were going to be buying another car in 3 years, but they're very, very low payments, and you're always in a really nice car. Like, I mean, I've seen people lease cars that they could never afford to buy, and that's the thing behind the lease. The lease is pretty cool in some situations, and it's a really good way to rip people off. Trust me.
Yeah, but I see these car dealerships leasing these trucks to old men for like $900 a month.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm seriously, like, I know a guy named Scott Daniels. I mean, this guy his credit is so bad. He is so messed up in every situation for him. But this Dodge dealership he's got, they fucked him over. He's paid $900 a month for like a Dodge Ram pickup. And he keeps going back like every year and getting a new one. And the shit just keeps going up.
I had a guy paying $1,800 a month on a Mustang Cobra one time.
How the fuck you talking into that?
Took me 7 hours to sell him that car. 7 hours sitting at my desk. 7 hours sitting at my desk selling that car. I went through every kind of salesman tactic you can imagine. Everything from like the women he could get, and he's married. I'm like, just think about the chicks you could get with this car, man. This is a nice car, and just the collectible value of it. 7 hours to sell him that car, $1,800 a month for the next 6 years.
The collectible value of a brand new car?
It was actually a used car. It was a used Mustang Cobra with only 14,000 miles, mint condition.
How did he manage $1,800 a month though?
He did really well. He owned his own business, so he had the cash. He just didn't really have great credit. And I had a Russian boss, and he just kept coming. I kept going to him. I'm like, he said he'll do this. He's like, no, not doing that. No, you tell him he pays the price or nothing at all. And the price was like $34,000, and we paid $26,000 for the car. No, we paid $24,000 for the car. We sold it for $34,000. That's right, because I made $10,000 on that deal. Owned. You want to talk about owning somebody? Owned. As he was driving in the parking lot, I was doing a dance. I shit you not. I did dance.
That's a chopper gutter, baby.
Hell yeah. For those of you in Call of Duty land, I just spawn raped him for 7 hours.
I mean, before you should tell the lariat story again.
The what now?
The lariat story, where the guy, you sold a Bates lariat for like...
Oh my god. Alright, so my buddy, what was his name? Travis. Travis had been selling cars for all of 2 months. But I had taken him under my wing and I had taught him a lot of shit, and he was getting pretty good. This guy comes in, and we worked in Alpharetta, Georgia, which is the richest neighborhood in all of Atlanta. The average combined income is like $130,000, which, if that's an average, that's incredibly high. So these are rich people we're selling cars to. He brings the guy in, and he did it by accident, I think, but instead of selling the guy a fully equipped four-door Lariat, he sold him a base model F-150, an F-150 XLT. And he had all the stuff that would normally be on a Lariat added aftermarket. And on each aftermarket item, he sold it for 400% of what it's actually worth. So, you want a sunroof, sir? Okay. $2,000. Cost us $600. You want a navigational system? Sure, sir. $2,000. Cost us $800. You want aluminum wheels? Sure, sir. $5,000. Cost us $1,800. Fucked him up. $12,000 deal. $12,000 of profit, of which he got 20%. $2,400 in my buddy's pocket.
It's a good day at work.
It is a good day at work. I sold a Ford GT one time, which is like the Ford supercar, and that was a $5,000 flat. Yeah.
How much is a Ford GT?
We sold the guy $150,000. I don't know what the sticker said. It doesn't matter what the sticker says because we had the only one in the Southeast. Cars
That's
like
what you
that.
need, Kyle. Kyle, you need yourself a Ford GT.
I've driven it before. The thing's nice. That thing is amazing. It's a race car.
Yeah, it makes you wonder. It makes me wonder what my engine and my truck could do if they put it in a little sports car like that. Because they have what, the 5.4 Triton and the Ford GT supercharged.
Yeah.
And that's just that's the standard F-150 engine.
Well, they put aluminum heads on it.
Oh, wow, that's going to increase the performance extreme.
And it's supercharged, and I mean I think it's 500 or 550 horsepower. I had varying literature. One thing said 5, one said 550. I'm not exactly sure, but it's a beast.
But that's based off the weight of the vehicle. I mean,
well, I think we actually that car. I think we actually took it somewhere and had the actual horsepower to the wheels tested, and it was something over 500. I want to say because we actually put that on the car as an advertising tool.
You know what always bothered me about the Ford GT is you could go pay $60,000 for a Z06 and blow it away. Oh, it does. I've seen it. It blows the GT away.
But as far as handling, I think the Ford
GT is more comfortable and does bumps better. But the 427 that the Z06 has just destroys the 5.4.
Yeah, but that was before that Z06 came out.
Yeah, probably most likely.
Yeah, it was. This has been 2005. That was 2005.
All right, I guess we're going to wrap this up. Any last remarks?
No.
PinkRanger.
Billie Jean is not my lover. Wow, what do you get some high notes there?
Yeah, thanks. I got a gift.
PinkRanger, you want to add anything? You want any shout outs or anything?
No, I'm good.
You want to say hi to your mom?
Oh, my mom doesn't know I do this kind of stuff, so I'm good.
Oh, I want to add this before we leave. I discovered the other day that the Yellow Ranger died in a car wreck.
Well, our thoughts and prayers go out to you, Yellow Ranger.
All right.
Family.
This has been Painkiller already. Leave your comments, feedback, and all time subscribe.